Back. We are going to start chapter 4 today of The Mostly True Adventures of Homer P. Figg. Chapter 4 is called The Dark of the World, and it begins on page 17. You want to get out of a locked-up root cellar? Think like a mole. While Squint and Corny are busy jawing, I take a spindle from a busted-up chair and start digging around the stonework. Don't take too long to loosen up a stone, and then use the spindle for a lever and pry it out of the foundation. The stone makes a pretty good thud when it hits the dirt floor, but Corny's telling his story about the worm, and Squint is laughing like a dog that swallowed its bark, and they don't hear nobody but themselves. Then I'm digging with both hands, pulling away little rocks and clumps of dirt, clawing through the dirt, quick as I can. Being mad at Squint and worried for Harold makes me dig faster. The good thing about being small, I don't need much room to get through, and no more than an hour passes before I pop up beside the house with a nose full of dirt and my eyes gleaming in the moonlight. That's exactly when Corny comes out the door, singing at the top of his lungs. I just have time to scoop behind a pile of stacked firewood and hunker down as he staggers into the yard. "No longer delay, love, I'm waiting for thee," he bellows. "The moon in her beauty is beaming on me." His voice is bad enough to crack the moon, but that doesn't stop him. Smells bad, too, stinking of whiskey and filth. He's that close. Drink has made him half blind, I guess, because he never sees me, but goes on his merry way, letting his boots find the ruts of the pathway home. Heading north, more or less, still singing about maidens and moonlight. Hard to know who's leading who, Corny or his pack horse that knows the way home. Then Squint ambles out to the porch, and my heart jumps into my throat. Figure he's going around to the bulkhead to check for me in the root cellar. But all he does is scratch his belly and yawn like he hasn't slept in 1,000 years, and then he goes back inside. Minute later, the lantern dims, and the house goes dark. When I was a little tyke, the dark scared me something awful, and Harold used to sit with me until I finally fell asleep. Might take 10 minutes, might take an hour, but he never complained or made me feel stupid for being afraid. Said it was what our dear mother would have wanted, and he was glad of the chance to oblige. Dark doesn't bother me as much as it used to, but I can't say it pleases me either. In the dark, I feel the eyes of the forest upon me, and it keeps my heart thumping so hard and fast my ears are hot. Part of me wants to crawl back into the cellar and hide, but I know there's no turning back. After a while, old Squint commences to snore, which he does so loud and fruitful you could hear it in the next county, never mind from behind the woodpile. It's now or never, so I get up from behind the woodpile and head for the paddock where Squint left the horse. The way I figure, our dear mother would want me to save Harold from getting killed in the war, just like she wanted him to keep me of being scared of the dark. Can't catch up to him on foot, so it stands to reason she'd want me to take Bob the horse, even if some folks might consider it stealing. Fact is, old Bob came to Squint as part of my mother's estate, so I have a prior attachment, even if it's not exactly legal. Bob doesn't mind. He comes over and nuzzles at my hand soon as I duck into the paddock. Always does that, even though I never once had an apple or a lump of sugar to give him. Could be he recognizes my smell, or maybe he just likes the company. "Hey, Bob," I whisper. Want to go for a walk tonight? Good horse. Shush. Easy now. Squint left the bridle on him, and the only saddle the horse has ever known is an old blanket, so it doesn't take but a moment to lead him out of the paddock and away from the away from the house. Seems like we're making a dreadful racket, with clattering hooves and me tripping over rocks and such, and that we'll wake the dead and Squint, too. He never does awaken, and by the time me and Bob get over the first hill, the moon is down and the dark of the world is all around us. A few stars show through the racing clouds, and that's enough to point me south, and follow in my brother's footsteps, even if I can't exactly see 'em. Figure to get as many miles away as possible before the sun rises. Squint is sure to follow, if only to get back his horse, and this time he really will have murder in mind.